Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. You wake up. Outside the window it is still gray, but in the room there is already a sense of heaviness. You slept 8 hours, yet you feel as if all night you were unloading freight cars filled with other people's thoughts. Your eyelids are heavy with lead, your head filled with white noise. You blame it on stress, coffee, or poor ecology. But look at the corner of your bedroom. There stands your huge, stylish wardrobe with full-length mirrors. Why do you feel total exhaustion in the morning if there is a mirror in your bedroom? The Matrix slipped the mirror to us as a harmless household object, but it is in fact a highly complex device for altering the physics of reality. Remember your school lessons. A mirror reflects light, but here lies the bug in your knowledge. A mirror does not simply bounce photons back. It changes their polarization. The light that enters the mirror surface is alive, carrying information about your biological field. The light that exits it is dead light. Its structure is inverted. The reflected photons return to you in a twisted state, creating an interference grid that literally drains energy from your etheric body while you sleep, and your defenses are lowered. You are not sleeping in a bed. You are sleeping inside a giant capacitor that discharges your biological battery to zero. By morning, you are an empty file. Your avatar is depleted because all night your reflection has been drinking your light. To understand how this works on a hardware level, we need to open the secret archives of Soviet science. In the mid-20th century, astrophysicist Nikolai Kozyrev made a discovery that the system still tries to erase from memory. He proved that time is not merely numbers on a clock. It is a physical substance, a flow of energy, and this flow can be focused. He created his famous Kozyrev mirrors, concave aluminum structures. Subjects placed inside them began experiencing anomalous states, out-of-body experiences, telepathy, visions of the past and the future. Why? Because a mirror is not just glass. It is a lens that focuses the density of time and psi energy. Your household mirror, even though it is flat, operates on the same principle, but in passive mode. It creates a curvature of space-time within a radius of several meters. If your mirror is directed toward the bed, it generates a local time vortex. Your cells attempt to regenerate in one rhythm, while the mirror imposes another, the inverted rhythm of the other side of the mirror. This causes disruption in cell division and premature aging. He proved that inside mirrors time flows differently. You think a mirror shows now, but it shows never. It loops your energy, preventing the system from updating. You become stuck in yesterday's cycle. Now we move to the darkest sector. The world behind the mirror is not a fantasy of Lewis Carroll and not an optical illusion. In the Matrix, it is called the shadow buffer. It is a database where the excess energy of humanity, our gava, is stored. Every time you look in the mirror and begin evaluating your appearance, you initiate a data transfer process. I am old. I am overweight. I have wrinkles. I look tired. At that moment, you send the system a command to edit your avatar. The mirror acts as an administrator console, but the access rights are not yours. The system captures your low-frequency emotion, dissatisfaction with yourself, and registers it as the desired state. You literally program your body for aging and decline through this glass interface. The mirror is a trap for your attention. While you are busy examining defects in the reflection, the Matrix downloads your life force through your eyes, those very windows of the soul, which in the mirror become open portals. You exchange living energy for a flat image. It is an unequal exchange upon which the stability of the shadow buffer is maintained. The biological code of a human being is asymmetrical. Your heart is on the left. Your facial features are slightly different from each other. Your neural connections are unique. Asymmetry is the signature of a living, evolving system. The Matrix, however, strives for perfect dead symmetry. The mirror is the primary tool for imposing symmetry. When you look into it, your brain tries to stitch together your asymmetrical living face with a perfectly symmetrical reflection. This creates cognitive dissonance at a deep subconscious level. Your biological field begins aligning itself with a dead template. In ancient times, people knew a mirror doubles entities. In a world where everything should exist in a single instance, A mirror creates a phantom copy. This phantom has no soul, but it demands nourishment. When you sleep opposite a mirror, your phantom double activates. It becomes an energetic parasite bound to your DNA. Have you ever noticed how sometimes your reflection in dim light seems different? That is not a trick of light. It is the activation of a system process waiting for the primary unit, you, to lower vigilance so it can intercept energy channels. How does a cat or dog behave in front of a large mirror in an empty room? Sometimes they freeze, staring into the void behind the glass, or suddenly hiss at their own reflection. The system tells you, it's just an animal. It doesn't understand optics. But in reality, their sensors are tuned wider than human ones. Animals do not see the image. They read the frequency background. A mirror is a zone where the frequency of reality drops to a critical minimum. It is a cold zone. For a cat, a mirror appears as a black hole in the energetic fabric of the room, emitting foreign code. Animals sense the presence of the observer. That same system process we call reflection. In the Matrix, the mirror serves as a surveillance camera for the architects. It records not only physical movements, but also changes in the aura. When an animal shows aggression toward a mirror, it attempts to defend the perimeter of your residential sector from phantom processes leaking from the other side into our layer of reality. If we open old logs, historical records, we see that before the 17th century, mirrors in living quarters were strictly forbidden. In Russes, they were called foreign sin and a window into hell. Our ancestors knew a mirror is an inversion tool. In the mirror world, right becomes left, the heart moves to the right side, order turns into chaos. Why were mirrors covered when someone exited the system? When someone died? Because at the moment of death, the biological code, soul, is released from its bodily carrier. If an open mirror portal is nearby at that moment, the soul may be pulled into the shadow buffer, an endless loop of the mirror world, without transitioning to the next level of data processing. The mirror functions as a trap for free code. Our ancestors were not superstitious. They were system literate. They knew that in the bedroom, where a person is most vulnerable, mirrors do not belong. It creates a double bottom of reality, where your energy loops instead of renewing during sleep. Now let's return to scientific hacking. There's a phenomenon called Vavilov-Cherenkov radiation, a glow caused by charged particles moving faster than the speed of light in a given medium. A mirror creates something similar on a subtle level. Reflected light loses the informational signature of the living object. When photons strike the mirror surface, a micro-explosion of polarization occurs. The light becomes harsh, coherent, and informationally empty. It becomes dead light. If you spend too much time in front of a mirror, your own cells begin absorbing this destructive light. A reverse photosynthesis process occurs. Instead of accumulating energy, your cells begin releasing it to compensate for the emptiness of the reflection. This explains why after prolonged self-admiration or applying makeup before a large mirror, many women feel sudden depletion. You were not just looking at yourself, you underwent an energetic dialysis procedure, with the mirror acting as the pump. The mirror is the primary instrument confirming your mortality. Every morning you approach it to check, am I still here? And the system responds, yes, and you are one day closer to the end of the session. The mirror fixes the image of an aging body in your consciousness. This is avatar programming. If mirrors did not exist, your self-perception would depend on your internal energy level, not on an external image. Without a mirror, you could feel 20 forever. But the Matrix requires that you wear out on schedule. The mirror acts as the metronome of aging. It imposes a visual template of decay. Your brain sees a wrinkle and sends a signal to all systems. The process is proceeding as planned. Reduce fibrillar protein production. The mirror synchronizes your biological time with the system time of the Matrix. To break this link, you must learn to see yourself from within, ignoring the imposed mirror interface. The mirror is the foundation of your ego. The system constructed this world so that you would identify exclusively with your shell. I am what I see in the mirror. The moment you accept this installation, you become controllable. The ego is a software configuration that fears death, fears unattractiveness, fears oblivion. The mirror constantly feeds these fears. It is a database of self-admiration and self-punishment. As long as you look into the mirror, you cannot look inward. You are locked onto the external pixel. The matrix uses the mirror as a distraction maneuver. While you adjust your hairstyle, the architect adjusts your fate. True awakening begins the moment you look at your reflection and realize, this is not me. This is just an image in the interface behind which the real player is hidden. How to minimize harm and reclaim your energy. Bedroom rule. A mirrored wardrobe in the bedroom is a critical configuration error. If you cannot remove it, cover the mirrors at night with dense fabric. Close the portal while you are in sleep mode. You will notice that within 3-4 days, your dreams become more vivid and waking becomes easier. Your gava remains with you. Conscious gaze. Never look into the mirror when you are upset, ill, or angry. In such states, you transmit destructive code into the shadow buffer, which the mirror amplifies and returns to you. Approach the mirror only in a resourceful state. Break identification. Practice looking into the mirror and repeating, "This is the avatar. I am consciousness." Destroy the magical link between yourself and the glass. The mirror is a tool. In the hands of the matrix, it is a weapon. In your hands, it can become a shield. Stop feeding your reflection. Start feeding your spark. The system has been rebooted. Your attention now belongs to you. Thanks for being here on the channel. See you in the next video. Bye, everyone.